The following interview is an example of the Toronto Police Service's current stance on race relations and police brutality faced by Black people in Toronto. This is our interpretation of the tensions that need to be addressed between Black communities and the Toronto Police Services.
Chief Saunders, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So, how prevalent is racial profiling in the Toronto Police Services?
Well, firstly, racial profiling is a problem all over Canada. We need to address it through comprehensive training for officers and conversations with communities.
But why then are Black people in Toronto more likely than white people to be injured or killed by the police?
You know, other institutions fail Black youth delinquents, and we need to have that discussion with those institutions.
But the report from the OHRC found that Black people make up 70% of police shootings resulting in death and 36% of police shootings altogether. But they only make up 8.8% of Toronto's population. Why do you think that disparity exists?
I think my bigger problem is that the Black communities in Toronto don't trust the police force. We have to have those discussions and figure out how to move forward. The number of encounters that actually make to the SIU is incredibly low. There's great training that is happening.
With all due respect, that's not an answer to why the disparity exists. You have publicly questioned the approach, methodology, and the statistical basis of the OHRC report. Do you believe in what the report suggests?
I need to look at it harder and figure out the various methodologies and how they reach their conclusions.
Do you think that a police force where 9% of officers are visible minorities relative to the 29% of the Ontario population being visible minorities has something to do with it?
Equity and inclusion are not just buzzwords. They're needed to reconcile the relationship between the Toronto Police Force and the Toronto community. We need representation beyond tokenism.
We need to prioritize the lives of our community members and include them in the conversation.
Would you like to see a more ethnically diverse police force? If so, their voices need to be heard.
We need to build a community with transparency and accountability towards a safer tomorrow.
Reform TPS Equity Committee today.